Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another vibrant edition of Marketing the Invisible. My name is Tom Poland, joined today by Tricia Brouk. Tricia, g'day from down under. Very warm welcome. Where are you hanging out with your big love hearts there?
I'm hanging out in New York City in Midtown Manhattan.
Oh, that is the beating heart of the free world. Well, great to have you here. You're in the
Thank
middle
you.
of the middle. You really are. So for those
Yes.
of you who don't know Tricia, she is an international award-winning director, which is a freaking amazing. I
Thank
mean,
you.
if people don't know how freaking, well, you won't unless you've been in the industry, but that is freaking amazing. She founded the Big Talk Academy when she was the executive producer. I mean, get this, folks, of TEDx Lincoln Square. She creates the Speaker Salon in New York City. She hosts the Big Talk, an award-winning podcast, and her book, The Influential Voice, Saying What You Mean for Lasting Legacy, was #1 pre-order for new release on Amazon, and deservedly so. Tricia, thank you for being on the show and accepting our invitation. It's a privilege and a pleasure to have you here. Folks, get your listening ears on because this is going to be a cracker. Title today, no pressure, Tricia. The title today is How to Become an Influential Voice. Tricia, our time starts now. Question number 1 is, who is your ideal client?
CEOs, founders, authors, professionals who want to improve their communication skills.
It sounds like it's anyone leading a group who wants to be a better leader.
Absolutely. Thought leaders, influencers, anyone who really wants to speak with effective, dignified communication for impact.
And we all know that walking the talk is important, but you got to talk the walk as well.
Absolutely.
Question number 2, and we've got 6.5 minutes left. What is the problem you solve for them?
I solve how to leverage the power of your story. Everyone has a story, but not everyone knows how to leverage it or how to share it impactfully.
And many of them don't even know they have a story, do you think?
I think everyone thinks they have a story, but they aren't confident enough to share it. So I really curate thought leadership by packaging these authentic stories into industry-leading voices and media luminaries.
And with your background as executive producer with TEDx, I think you're pretty well qualified, and a global winning award director. I think you're pretty well qualified. So let's look at the symptoms. Question number 3 is, we've got five, so almost 6 minutes left. We've got this leader who's wondering about their voice, their communication skills and style. What would be happening in their life that would give them a heads up that they need to find out more about the influential voice?
Most of these leaders are very successful already in their careers, but what they're lacking is the recognition to make the impact that they want, to shine as leaders and the go-to experts in their space. And they've got passion and motivation, but they don't necessarily have the skill set to formulate all of their ideas into one potent, big idea that will have the kind of impact that they desire in the world.
Right, kind of like the flame that attracts the moths.
Yeah.
You know, we have this thing, we call it the world's best kept secret. Maybe they've got the world's best kept story.
There is a best kept story in all of us. It's just a matter of how to give birth to it.
Are they talking about symptoms still? Are they feeling like they're just not getting the cut through in their leadership? Would that be another symptom?
Too many ideas, which is going to cause paralysis, or not enough ideas causes paralysis. So it's that moment of, I'm just not going to do anything because I don't know how to cut through all of the ideas that I have, or how to actually generate the ones that are potent.
Do you find that people, some of your clients prior to working with you, are actually making the mistake of communicating too many ideas, disparate ideas?
Absolutely. It's got to be one clear idea that you are constantly always talking about. And that's from your point of view as well. Your point of view as an expert and as a leader is what makes it special.
Very interesting. And we often see some of the better politicians sticking to the same story, don't we? And that's how they seem to get cut through, or the message across. So let's move on to question number 4. With 4 minutes left, we've got these people who are by and large quite very successful already, but wanting to get to the next level in their skills of leadership and communication and so on. They're going to be trying things, is what I'm saying. So what would you say are some of the common mistakes that they try before they find your solution?
Well, the biggest mistake is not knowing what your values are. When you're clear on your values and your purpose and your mission, then you can begin to talk about the thing that you care about in a way that's authentic. And the next thing is not realizing that speaking is an art form. There is an art to public speaking. You can't just get up on stage and blather on or use bullet points. There is an art form. And yes, I'm a director. I work in the theater, which means I require memorization of scripts. And then also the mistake they make is making their talk about them or their business instead of what they care about and what they're passionate about. That's a huge mistake. Many people who apply to speak at my events, they pitch their business instead of their big idea.
Yeah, me. So there's a bit of a sweet spot, isn't there, between drawing from our own experience, which is about me, but doing it in such a way that the audience is relating to it and gaining value. Is that
it's got to be in service. It's got to be in service of the audience. Absolutely. It can be your personal story as long as you're telling it in a way that's going to serve the audience.
People feel like they can relate to it, right? Other than just, look at me, pick me. Okay, so let's flip it now. Let's go to question 5 and talk about what people can do to move forward with this. Question 5 is one valuable free action, like a top tip that's not going to get people fulfilled in terms of being an influential voice, but it will start them in the right direction.
Writing is a practice and memorization will free you. You have to roll up your sleeves. It's like pliés for a dancer or bicep curls for a gym rat. You have to have repetition and practice inside of your writing skills and your memorization skills. And when you practice every single day, even if it's 10 minutes a day, you will start to do it and it will become easier and your stories will begin to come out. Same thing with memorization. If you are repeating yourself over and over again, you move beyond that threshold of memorization so that the work is in your DNA and that frees you when you step onto the stage.
So true. Thank you. Question number 6, 90 seconds left. One valuable free resource. Where can we direct people to go to find out more about the influential voice?
I'm going to give you chapter 1 of my book, theinfluentialvoicebook.com/chapter.
Perfect. The Influential Voice, saying what you mean for lasting legacy. Go get it, folks. It's theinfluentialvoicebook.com/chapter. Question 7, last questions, a whopping 60 seconds left. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't? And the answer, please.
Can anyone be an influential voice? And I would say yes. If you are a parent at home with your kids sitting across the dinner table, what you say matters to them. If you are a teacher and you are teaching your students, you are an influential voice in their lives. And if you are a CEO, a founder, a thought leader, an influencer, you know that you have an influential voice, which means there is a responsibility that comes along with that.
Perfect. Tricia Brouk, thank you so much for your time and your insights and your wisdom.
My pleasure. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.